You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KCCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place to hear everything about movies, anything you'd ever want to know. My name is Connor. I'm one of the hosts of the show, and I'm here in studio with Chris.
Yep.
Hey!
Sorry, that's a different intro.
Sorry, yeah, I'm mixing it up. We got a different show, different intro.
Chris.
With Chris and Dick.
What's up?
And we are joined by some very special ladies that we'll meet here in just a second. But we want to make sure that you know that we're coming live every Thursday on 104.5 and 106.1 FM. Also, irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our shows. You can find our website, more about the show, how to sponsor, everything like that. You can find us on Facebook, Ticket Stub Podcast, Twitter, at @the_Ticket Stub. Make sure you're liking or subscribing to our podcast feed so you're getting the new stuff all the time. And because we want you to be up to date, to have all the stuff for all the shows. We just had a new post-credit scene that posted this last week with author Stephen Keslowitz. Chris is doing a great job getting us good guests. He's the author, wrote a book about Why You Better Call Saul. And we were able to talk to him about entertainment, writing, law,
The Simpsons,
and everything in between. Well, we've got a special, it's the day after Valentine's Day. And so, but we've got a special Valentine's show. We've got some special guests in studio with us today. We have Chris's wife and my girlfriend, Chris's wife, Lisa. So, Lisa, great to have you. And then my girlfriend, Lindsey. Hello.
Hello.
And Dick, what happened to Holly, man?
She has to work, so we recorded a special review for 50 Shades Freed.
Okay.
So
We'll maybe hear that on the FM. We'll see if we have time. If not, it'll for sure be on the podcast and
sure.
the Facebook.
along with other random phone calls that did y'all like
tell
that?
us a little bit about
that
that.
was great.
Well, you know, on last show I said people keep calling in, prank calling, and I realized y'all probably don't believe it. So I sent one to y'all.
What was that guy saying? He was looking for some like hot chicks or
Yeah,
something?
he was, yeah.
Well, what was strange was he was looking for hot chicks, but they wanted us to hit him up on YouTube.
Oh.
And I thought, like, is YouTube now a way to communicate with people?
That's a strange place to hit him up.
Yeah, hit him up. So we'll be added.
Well, hey, he wanted hot chicks. We brought him today, all right? Yeah, we got him in studio today. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a couples rewind. So so each of us, Dick and Holly, they pre-recorded their couples rewind. But Chris and Lisa and myself and Lindsey, all of us watched movies together. And so we're going to talk about those. We're going to play the couples movie match game. And we're going to see how well we know each other, if we do or if we don't. And we'll do a grand ticket giveaway, and hopefully
So the loser has to break up, right?
Yeah, that's right, on air. It's going to be sad.
I feel
the stakes are a little higher for Chris and his wife.
I feel like it'd be a little bit more expensive for us, probably.
Yeah, more paperwork for sure.
Yeah.
Probably not any stakes. We're just doing this is just for fun. We're just doing this one for fun. We thought it'd be cool to get the girls in here. To as Chris says, it's usually a sausage fest in here, and so we wanted to.
Well, I hope so. There are 3 male hosts.
You hope? Never mind. But we wanted to change the perspective a little bit, get a different voice in here, and so we thought this would be a fun way to do it, especially here because it is Valentine's Day. What we wanted to do to start, we thought it would be good to get to know the ladies a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're just asking, Chris, I guess I'll let you kind of talk to Lisa and maybe work through these questions, and I'll do the same with Lindsey. Did you even look at them?
No, I didn't.
The first one is.
Oh, sorry.
You pulled a dick today, man. Okay. That's his name. If we can't call him by his name, then we just need to change it, I guess. All right. So the first question is.
Yes, the first question.
Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm married to Chris.
Okay.
And I'm working in the emergency room.
Oh, wow.
CPR, EKGs.
Okay. So are you a nurse or are you a doctor
No,
or are
I'm
you
an emergency room tech.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So when people come in, you're the one who's, while they're doing other stuff, you're doing CPR or you're...
CPR, IVs.
Okay. Do you work here in Conroe?
EKG. No, downtown.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're driving into town every day? All right. Well, cool. And so, how did the two of y'all meet, or what? How did y'all? This is the love episode, right?
Yeah,
How did y'all fall in love?
How we fall in love.
Yeah.
He
How'd
was
you
in
meet
the
first?
ER. He was dying.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
She stole your heart, right?
I pulled a dick, and then
Okay.
it's,
Man, there's a bunch of pulling going
they
on.
were in the emergency
Yeah,
room
okay.
there. But, so no, we met through some friends that we had, mutual friends, and just met at a Starbucks in
There you
Willowbrook
go.
Mall,
There you
and
go.
it was great from there on out.
Man, Starbucks has been creating love since 1984.
Yeah.
That's their motto. So, Lisa, tell us a little bit about movies. Do you watch them all the time? Do you not watch them very much? I know Chris works in the theater. Does that make you kind of like, are you kind of burned out on movies and everything?
Well, I like to read a lot of books,
Okay.
mostly Stephen King, and I like a lot of drama movies
Okay.
and weird movies.
What do you mean weird?
Just not necessarily like Nocturnal Animals.
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie.
Okay. That was definitely a little bit out there.
Yeah,
Was that based on a book?
I don't think so.
No, that was the like fashion guy, right?
Yeah.
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford. Yeah, he did that one. Okay, so you like a little bit more out there, a little bit more maybe not mainstream.
Lisa,
Okay.
I gotta ask, being in the emergency room, when you watch movies and they try to recreate what you do or anything like that, the world you're in, do you laugh? Usually it's wrong.
It's not accurate at
No,
all.
at all.
It's like they didn't know research.
Well, Holly's
know?
Holly is a nurse, and she always says there wouldn't be that many people in there, or a nurse wouldn't do that, or a doctor wouldn't do that. And I was like, I don't need to know this stuff. You don't need to tell me.
I feel like most of being in the
Yeah.
hospital is like sitting in there like waiting for the doctor to come by. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
that
like
is true.
from very limited experience, it's like you're just kind of waiting for anybody to show up.
Yeah, and you would think they do more research.
I know,
You
yeah.
like talk to a doctor, talk to a
Yeah.
nurse, talk to other people in the ER, to see what they really do and who's doing what and what happens.
But of course, the doctor in some movies just does everything. Like that one person does everything to save that
They're
person's life.
pounding on the chest, going, "Don't leave me."
Yeah.
Is that real? Is that how it goes down?
No.
No, not at all. All right, so you said you like Nocturnal Animals. Do you have a favorite movie?
Can't think of one right now.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite movie.
Oh.
Yay! See,
Hey!
and that was supposed to be a question, and it is a question on here, but now that we've asked it, we can't ask that.
Well, the
one.
reason why I put it on here was because I didn't know we were going to be switching
Hey,
it around
Chris.
to the other direction.
Don't answer for her until the game, okay?
That's true.
No
yeah.
more of that.
Chris, let
Fair
her
enough.
speak. Let her speak.
Yeah,
enough.
jeez, this is ladies' time.
Let her speak.
Fair
All right,
enough.
Chris, why don't you interview me and Lindsay now?
Okay, Lindsay, why this guy?
Do I start with that?
No,
No,
he doesn't even have the questions,
No, I don't
Chris.
have
Am I
the
gonna have?
questions.
Yeah, am I gonna have to do
no,
this again?
okay. No, but well, tell us about yourself.
There
That's
we
the
go.
first
Thank
question.
you.
All right. Well, I'm Lindsay, and I've lived in Conroe for about 10 years. And I have two little children, Elle, who is 6, and Jude, who's 3. And most of my time is spent taking care of them and doing the mom thing. But when I have time otherwise, I like to work out a lot and go to the movies with Connor.
Yeah.
And I like theater and travel. I love to travel, and I like to just spend time with my family. We recently started doing some outdoorsy camping thing, like legit camping. So that's been
cool.
Yeah, we got rained
Crazy.
on and cold last
that one
last weekend.
wasn't as great, but
That was great.
Where'd you go?
Palmetto State Park on I-10.
we try to go to different state parks, and so it's been really fun. But
How did you meet Connor?
well, we met at church,
Mhm.
and then we realized that we also work out at the same place, so we saw each other again there.
Hey, where was our first time that we like met up?
Oh, that's true. Starbucks.
Whoa!
Oh, nice.
Starbucks, man.
Well, he asked me to go to Starbucks, but
Yeah,
We didn't meet there.
we didn't just like both randomly end up there. It was a planned occurrence.
You were just like, I don't want to spend more than $8 on this date.
Yeah, well,
Is that
exactly. And also, I need a good getaway just
Yeah.
in case. We sat outside.
Vice
so,
versa.
Yeah, we sat outside, so it was an easy flee if needed. That's a joke. So, Lindsay, tell us about movies.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I kind of am the same. I don't like well, I do like some mainstream, but I like a lot of musicals and period films. I'm obsessed with those. And I like some indie films, like 500 Days of Summer. I love that one. I love Woody Allen movies. I really love those a lot. And I put some comedy. I love Will Ferrell,
Oh, yeah.
Easy to love.
particularly
Easy
Step
to love.
Brothers and Anchorman. Those
Did
are
you
my
see Daddy's
faves.
Home, too?
No. Unfortunately, I did not.
Put
Let me
that
tell
on
you.
the list.
Let me tell you about a little gym called Daddy's Home
I wasn't
too.
excited to see that one, but
Oh, well, you love Austin Powers too. That was like
Oh,
that
and
was
I
like the biggest
do. I
surprise. At
do.
one point, we were sitting there. She's like, "Oh, Austin Powers." She started quoting Goldfinger or
yeah,
Goldmember.
I do
guess.
love that.
Yeah.
And I won him over. I like Super Troopers too.
Yeah.
a
Super
lot.
Troopers is good.
yeah.
So, Lindsay, being a mother, those mom movies like that movie Mother with an exclamation point.
I have not
How
seen that.
accurate is a movie like that?
I don't know that that's
Didn't
really
they do
about being a
something
mother.
terrible? And I don't even want to know. I don't think.
I think
didn't
that's
see
less
that.
about parenting. I don't think that's as much about.
Oh, it
yeah.
isn't?
I
Oh,
don't-
it's called Mother, so I
Did
figured.
they do something terrible to like?
Well, I think it's very weird.
Yeah.
And anyways, I don't want to.
I don't. I have a
We don't
feeling
have
it's
to-
not very accurate.
Yeah, I don't. Again, not primarily about the mother-child relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good question.
I
though,
just,
Dick. Yeah,
I'm
that's a-
trying
yeah,
to
great
be
question.
involved. Like, Holly and I did not meet or have our first meetup at Starbucks, so we're
Lame.
out of that.
Oh, bummer, dude.
Yeah.
Where was
So,
it? Just hey,
it
where
was-
did you and Holly meet? I know she's not here to tell her side of the story.
We met at a festival,
Of what sort?
beer and music.
Oh,
In
there we go.
Houston.
Okay, aren't all music festivals beer and music festivals?
For me, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. Well, cool. All right. What's her favorite movie? You
that's
know?
I do not know that.
What's her
I'm
favorite-
really glad she's not here to play the game. Mainly, like I'm not.
Y'all are engaged, and this could be like a potential deal breaker with how little you would know.
Well, we actually got in an argument about this. It'd be love for these ladies' input. She always gets mad at me for picking the movie, and I say to her, "Well, why don't you pick the movie?" The reason we go see movies together, and they usually end up being my movies, because I'm the one who initiates it, saying, "Hey, would you like to go see a movie? I want to go see Star Wars," and then you go with me. But she never goes, "Hey, let's go see it." But we saw 50 Shades of Freed. That's probably the first time she's ever picked a movie.
And man, was that a winner, huh?
Oh yeah.
We'll tease that for a little later on if you want to hear about 50 Shades of Freed. All right. Well, now that we're all best friends and now that we all know each other really well, we're going to go ahead and move along to our couples rewind. So what we did was each of us as a couple or as a pair watched a movie together, and we're here to talk about them. So, Chris, I'm going to let you guys go first. What was and Dick, we'll play you and Holly's call a little later on, or y'all's pre-recorded. Chris, what did y'all watch, and tell us a little bit about it.
We watched a movie on Netflix called When We First Met. It came out about a week ago. And the plot is, after spending a night with the girl of his dreams only to become just friends, a man gets the opportunity to travel through time and alter that night over and over again until he gets
is this a comedy?
everything perfect. Yes.
It's got what's the dude's name?
Adam Devine.
Adam Devine. Okay, I saw about this one. I saw
He
like
is
a preview
so
for this.
funny.
He is funny.
so funny. He was in Pitch Perfect, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and a great horror comedy movie called The Final Girls. He's very good in that. But 56% on Rotten Tomatoes. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's basically like, it's like Groundhog Day, or like kind of like the movie Big, like sort of a cross between those two movies. But what'd you think, honey?
I liked it. He kept trying to control his life and focus on this one girl, and then he realized that, it was the other girl that he didn't pay any attention to.
Yeah. Okay. So he,
Typical story.
yeah.
I thought you was talking about Chris there for a second,
I did
and I was just like, "Whoa!"
I
the
know,
whole
like-
movie he was paying attention to Alexandra Daddario.
No, everybody, says, oh, she's like the greatest thing ever. But she's kind of going downhill.
Oh gosh.
So young,
Well, now
so
that- now
young
that
to
she-
go downhill,
She's like
Chris.
Now that she hit
22.
23,
Well, I'm
she's
just
she's
saying,
over it, man.
I didn't see what the appeal was.
Yeah, why did they put Helen Mirren in that role? I mean,
They
I
should've.
don't know why.
They should have.
So basically so if I remember right, he meets her and then he gets friend zoned on the first day they meet.
Yep.
And so his goal is to break the friend zone. And
Yep.
how does he get caught in this endless loop of day over and over and over again?
He goes to a photo booth to take pictures. He just kind of he was drunk and he just kind of gets thrown in there. And I guess it's a magical.
Oh, that's where the
photo
big
booth.
comes in, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Zoltan.
yeah, it's like an old style photo booth, and he gets to go back in time. I guess whenever he wishes. A lot of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense about when he can choose what day he goes
You're
back.
saying the logic in this movie is a little bit flawed. The
It
Adam
is,
Devine
but-
movie, they didn't.
But that's right up my alley. I love
Okay.
that kind of stuff. So yeah.
And so this came out yesterday. So this was like a
Yeah.
Valentine's Day release. They were
Yeah.
hoping this would be no. Watching this as a couple, was it? I mean, was it a good Did it have something for guys, something for girls?
Nothing for guys. I just said that. So
A whole lot of nothing.
no,
okay.
but Adam Devine is so funny. He's the poor man's Jack Black.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean, they're very similar,
Love
but
physical comedy.
They're also
yeah.
very different in age.
they are.
So,
So he's like the new Jack Black.
okay.
If you can't get Jack Black, I don't know why you couldn't.
yeah,
but-
he's probably available.
Yeah, you get Adam Devine, I think.
All right. So when we first met, recommend? Yes or no? Lisa,
Yeah.
what do you think? Would you recommend
I
it?
recommend it.
You would. All right, especially free on Netflix. That
Now,
makes it a lot easier.
would you recommend watching it alone, or would you wait to watch it with a girl or a
Y-
boy?
it-
Either whoever listeners listening.
It's a little long, really, for a comedy. So
It's
probably
an hour and 37 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a long hour and 37 minutes.
That felt long.
It
huh?
didn't feel long to you?
It was long.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it must just feel long. 97 minutes is pretty tight, but
Well, for me, you know it is.
Daddy's Home is 81 minutes, and that is perfect for a film, right?
Yep.
All right. Anything else to say about when we first met? 2018. Adam
No,
Devine.
definitely go watch it and get this guy's career going. He actually, I think he wrote it as well.
Who? The director?
No, Adam Devine.
Oh, Adam Devine wrote it.
I believe he did, yeah.
Yeah, it was directed by Ari Sandel, who directed The Duff, which I think stands for like Dumb Ugly Fat Friend, which I never saw that one. Seems kind of rude.
Yeah.
Okay, so written by John Whittington, so not Adam Devine.
Well, on Wikipedia it says
Okay, well Wikipedia.
those two names.
Okay, well it wouldn't.
So,
All right, well Lindsay, what movie did you and I watch together?
We watched Atonement on
Oh,
Netflix as
God.
well.
Yeah.
That's Holly's favorite movie, by the way.
I did like
Oh,
it.
it is. Okay,
Yeah.
well there you go. Atonement from 2007.
very romantic.
It's from 2007. Now it is on Netflix, so you can stream it free. Directed by Joe Wright, who is also Pride and Prejudice. He did Darkest Hour, Anna Karenina. He kind of has a genre, I would say, which is those like kind of English or European period piece.
Period.
Yeah, which is why we ended up watching it. And I actually don't think I really knew anything about this movie going into it. I'd heard about it, but did not know much. It's starring Keira Knightley. It's got James McAvoy. I don't probably say her name right, but I think it's like Saoirse Ronan. Up for Lady Bird. She's a big hit now. She was, a pretty young girl in this movie. This was, like I said, 11 years ago. It had a bunch of other people, Benedict Cumberbatch, some other ones. The IMDb says that a fledgling writer, Bryony, she's a 13-year-old, irrevocably changes the course of several lives when she accuses her older sister's lover of a crime he did not commit. So it basically, so I'll talk about it and then you can talk about it. What I didn't like is that it is a downer. It is a major downer. I don't want to tell you what happens, but it ends on kind of a low note. It did the thing I hate in movies where the dialogue is like soft mumbly, where you have it turned up to a reasonable volume, but they're like, so you have to turn it up to like 90 on your TV, on your volume level. And then if anything actually, like if a car drives by or whatever, it blows out your speakers. So I didn't like that. And then Benedict Cumberbatch, he was at full creeper form in this movie. He had a little mustache. Like he was looking kind of weird. He kind of creeped me out a little bit. What I did like was that I think that the way they told the story was interesting. There was a lot of time travel, a little bit hard to keep up with at times, but overall I think it was very, very doable. And it hit you in the feels, right? Yeah, definitely made you feel some things. Lindsay, what about you?
Well, I did love it, but again, like you, I was very sad.
Have you seen it before?
No,
Okay.
not entirety. I'd seen the beginning of it before, but that was it. And so I really wanted to finish and see what happened. And I, in my head, from just what I had seen, thought it was going to go a completely different way, and like everybody was going to be happy, but it did not. But I love that it was 1930s in England and the time period. But yeah, I love the actors. I thought they did a great job. But other than that, it was sad, but it was a really good love story, in my opinion.
So here's an interesting point that we actually talked about during the movie. Before Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk came out, I did not know very much about Dunkirk. Like very unaware of that whole thing happening. Since I saw that movie, we saw that one together. Since we saw that movie, I feel like Dunkirk is in like every third movie. Like the concept. This is from 2007, so obviously they weren't waiting for Christopher Nolan. Dunkirk plays a role in this. Darkest Hour, Dunkirk. I saw some other. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, it's just interesting. It's one of those things where like you never had heard of a certain kind of car or whatever, and then your friend gets one, and then you see it everywhere on the road, like no matter where you're driving, all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a Z3, right, Chris?
Like the Hyundai Wakanda.
Like the Hyundai, just like the Hyundai Wakanda. It's
Yeah.
a very popular car.
Yeah.
But Atonement, Dick, do you know why Holly? Like, what is Holly? Why is this her favorite movie?
To be honest, I haven't seen the movie. The only reason I can think of it is it's probably overacted. And at the same time, there's a lot of things going on. Like she likes movies that have timeline wise, like you get to see people from young to old, and then I mean, I bet it's really sad.
Correct. Yes.
So.
Very sad. A lot of sad parts. You know, I usually try to stuff my feelings down and not experience them truly. But this is one that'll bring out the feelings a little bit.
Did you cry?
No, did not cry.
He bawled.
Yeah, bawled like a baby. Did not cry, but we watched it together. Dick, I would say that you should make Holly's day and offer to watch this movie with her sometime.
I don't know.
I don't think.
Holly, if you're listening.
Yeah, I don't think you would hate it. I don't know. I mean, there's not really anything to hate, I would say. There's a couple parts where it gets a little bit.
I tried.
It gets a little bit silly.
Our next movie we're actually going to watch together is Tiptoes. So
What is that?
it is a Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale movie about his family being small people.
Well, that sounds way better.
And Gary Oldman's in it. He plays the twin brother who's. A small
Oh,
person.
isn't that like really offensive? Like what?
Oh, yeah, it's extremely offensive.
I heard. Didn't they like pull that or something? Like it was gonna come out, and then they like tried to like smother the release because they were getting really negative stuff about it.
Yeah.
Because Gary Oldman plays a little person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tiptoes.
I have to see this now.
Maybe we need to all do this.
You
one
should
together.
you should really see the trailer for it too, because the way they play the small people, it's offensive. It's pretty funny though. At the same
I almost
time.
like when I first saw the trailer, I almost thought it was a fake movie. It's one of those ones where you're like, this can't be like honestly.
real.
Where is it? On Netflix?
I think it's you can watch it on Amazon, I believe.
Okay.
And you can also get used copies of the DVD and stuff.
Well, Dick, I definitely think you should. You know,
I'm not watching Atonement.
You should watch Atonement.
That's basically what I was trying to deflect.
You should watch Atonement. It's really it's a good story. I think there's some good performances in it by all those. You know, there's a lot of good actors, actresses, and overall, I don't know, the slow drama is not always not my go-to, but in this case, I think it worked pretty well. Overall, I don't know. Would you rather watch this by yourself, or was this good to watch together?
It was long. How long was it? Or it feels like maybe it was only.
Yeah, it was just over 2 hours, so it wasn't. Oh, I mean, I don't know.
I enjoyed watching it with you. I feel like maybe I would have fallen asleep by myself.
You
I
for sure
always
would have.
do.
Yeah, you 100% would have fallen asleep. I would never have watched this by myself. So it's one of those ones that you only would watch if somebody else was like getting you to do it. And you know.
And that's exactly why you saw it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I watched it for the show because I'm committed to the show. All right. Well, can we go ahead and go to a break now, Dick?
Yeah,
We're at the
let's
kind
do
of
it.
pause spot. So we'll go to a break. When we come back from break, let's come back in with you and Holly's review.
Okay.
When we come back in, and then later on in the show, we're going to give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater, and we're going to play the couples movie match game. So stick with us here on the Ticket Stub.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed the first segment, we met our significant others. Lisa and Lindsey are in studio. We also did the Couples Rewind. We talked about Atonement and When We First Met, which are 2 movies that you can listen and see if you want to check it out or not. What we're going to do now is we are going to listen to a pre-recorded segment. Dick and his girlfriend Holly were able to record. They watched, Dick, what movie did you see together?
50 Shades Freed.
No, if you don't know, Dick actually did a suicide run where he watched all 3 50 Shades movies in 1 week, leading up to the Freed.
I'm definitely one of those people who will refuse to see any type of sequel unless I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to miss a thing.
In the words of Aerosmith, I don't want to miss a thing.
So.
Right? All right, well, cool. Well, let's go ahead and everybody, we're going to go to a pre-recorded segment here with Holly and Dick, where they're going to talk about 50 Shades Freed.
All right, welcome to the
Take 15.
Take 15 of our remote review of 50 Shades
It
Freed.
really is Take 15.
And
y'all know that.
yeah, we just got out of the movie. And I'm trying to get us down to 4 minutes. So right now we're doing well.
We got you down to 6.
So to sum up the movie, I'm going to try to be as fair with time with Holly as possible. We've been dating for 2 years.
We're engaged now.
We're engaged. So looking at this movie as a date movie, from my perspective, as a trilogy, because I've seen all 3 in the last 7 days, I would not waste my time. Holly?
Yeah, no, and I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I mean, I'm the one that like defends Twilight and Harry Potter and all that stuff against Richard all the time. This was
And the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. This was bland. This was a saltine cracker. This was a hospital ice cream versus Ben and Jerry's. Like, this is not what you'd think it would be.
Yeah, the for
No
sure.
flavor,
Well,
no
for sure, the
flavor.
first 2 had more actual. I would say, even though these movies don't have plots. They brought the Lifetime plot in the third one. They brought it hard, like the Lifetime movie plots. In the first 2, I was genuinely curious to see how they would keep going. Because they ended well. They ended abruptly. If you remember that? They just go, boom, done. Like,
Yeah, there was a mystery. Somebody was after a Christian. Looked
Like,
like
you didn't
maybe
really-
a murder plot
you
was
didn't
going
really
to ensue.
know.
Yeah, they got engaged, so you had a lot to look forward to. Well, guess what? The whips go away. The dungeon room isn't there. They go on a honeymoon. They're in love. Anastasia's in control. It's marriage, y'all.
and speaking of Anastasia, I do want to let you guys know, I didn't know that was her name until the third one, because it opens up with her name being repeated several times. I look over at Holly, I go, who's Anastasia? And she goes, that's the main character's name. I didn't know her name was Anastasia. I didn't know Christian had a sister.
I'm guilty of that, y'all. I thought that Mia was the roommate.
Yeah, I thought.
I was confused the whole time. I was like, man, he really cares about that girl.
Yeah.
If that's the roommate, I'd feel uncomfortable.
And I don't know if it was
Or her.
I mean, paying attention to this movie is really hard, guys. For me, for a guy, and this is me saying that because there's a lot of sex in the first 2. And what this movie reminded me of is, think of all those cheesy Lifetime movies, and then when they start making out and they go into, like, it fades to black. Well, instead of fading to black, it just shows you what they're doing. That's what it does. I mean, that's all it was.
Yeah. Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, fade to
coupled
black, no fade to black.
with Lifetime movie. I mean, we've all been there, done that. Like, Grey's Anatomy in the first 3 seasons was a little bit more exciting. I'll tell my ladies out there. Like, I'm pretty disappointed
Holly's
because...
into this stuff, like Bachelor,
Yeah,
Lifetime, like just-
Bachelor Nation.
yeah, like all that crap. So to sum it up,
Come on, y'all.
for date movies.
I had like 3 beers during this.
Oh,
so-
that's what I
I
loved.
made it.
That's what I loved, is I didn't feel bad for getting up to use the restroom. I didn't feel bad for going to go grab
Well,
a
normally
drink.
when he leaves, I'm like, oh, here's what you missed. When he came back, I'm like, oh, you didn't miss anything. It was
No.
the same.
No,
Nothing. They were kind of wandering around, just being
it's-
married.
it was definitely one of those movies.
It
If
is.
you fell asleep for 30 minutes, you watch again, you're gonna be you didn't miss anything. You can catch right back
Like,
up.
we're kind of lost because we don't really know what to say because nothing really happened, but they're just married and everything is okay. So, congratulations
Well,
to Mr. and Mrs.
one
Grey.
thing that I will
The
say
end.
as we wrap it up, I will say that
Ugh.
was weird. At the end of the movie, they go back into the dungeon room. So you think that's the closing scene is her being the submissive,
And he's braiding her hair.
braiding her hair, whatever. But then,
The
in
guy
the
that braids
middle,
hair, by the way,
in the
let's-
middle of the credits, there was a scene of their family with kids and everything, and I immediately go, Holly, what would happen if the kids find the dungeon room? Like, how do you explain that to the children? And that sums up the movie.
It should just be the timeout room.
Is that the time? Oh, gross.
Is that how y'all ended it? Was just with that? That's a hard cut right there.
That was great.
The timeout room, man. It's too bad Holly's not here because I would have some follow-up questions to what y'all were saying. First off, Dick, I need you to speak on her behalf for a second.
I can do it.
She said, "It's not what you think it would be." What did she think that it would be?
Well,
I'm a
no,
little bit confused.
really. Like, if you've seen the first two really focus on the dominatrix relationship, the dominant and submissive, and you kind of get that through the characters and how she's exploring this world of being a submissive, like signing a contract and all that kind of crap. But then the third one, like, had none of it. It was like they didn't even talk about it. They referenced it maybe once or twice, but they focus on an actual plot, which is some guy stalking Mrs. Gray or Anastasia, and yeah, there was. I mean, that was the third one. So that's why I said it was not like the first two, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of disappointing.
But somehow having a plot, it was worse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone rush out to see 50 Shades Freed at the Grand Theater, please.
Yes. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Chris, are people buying tickets to that?
Yeah. I mean, it's not doing as well as the other two, but
yeah. When we saw it, we walked in. It was half full, and then the ages were all over the place. There was like an actual older couple, probably in their like late 60s in there, which I was kind of impressed.
Were you judging them?
Oh no. What was even better though was
was there any one person, like one male by themselves?
Oh, I didn't see that. No, one couple did bring their baby in, and I was really nervous about that. But props to that couple because that baby didn't make a peep.
There you
so
go.
Props to them. But you know, it was weird.
That baby loved it.
What was weird though was before the movie started, there was a trailer that's one of those like 70-plus-year-old actresses get together and start a book club, and the book, of course, they're talking about is 50 Shades Gray. But the movie's about them just rediscovering their sexuality, I guess. And
they like packaged the advertisement in with the 50 Shades.
I don't know,
trailer.
because it had like Jane Fonda and a bunch of older actresses, Diane Keaton, and they're all. I mean, and then of course Don Johnson's in it for some reason.
Oh.
And
what was that movie? First Wives Club or something?
It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this movie. Because one thing we didn't have on the recording that Holly basically said is this is the new romance movie, the tropes and stuff. Because she goes. You know, in the 90s, we had the Matthew McConaughey stupid, date movies, and then we had the Twilight vampire movies, and now we're going to have, dungeon movies? But she thinks this is going to be the new romantic drama movies.
Well, we can all be really excited about that.
You think so?
No, I think that doesn't sound great.
Isn't Don Johnson her dad
Yep.
in real life?
Yep.
So that's
Look, there we go.
Hold on, who's that?
Don Johnson is Anastasia's.
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, they're not in the same movie.
Yeah, but
I thought you said
this is a trailer for another movie, and that's what
Oh.
really threw me off. Cause
yeah, but the similarities, man, they just a lot of overlap. Don Johnson,
I
50
guess.
Shades.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're probably just trying to do some marketing thing, I guess, with that. But
yeah,
sounds pretty exciting, man. Good stuff. You glad you saw him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Now I know what Holly likes to go watch.
Now you can judge your fiance a little bit more.
I did ask her if she wanted a dungeon room,
Oh gosh.
and then what's the safe word?
Gosh.
But
Did she have an answer?
yeah, she said it was. Oh, what was it? It was like noodle.
Oh, what? Okay, don't like that.
I feel like that could go wrong pretty
Don't
quick.
like that.
No, sorry, it was Nickelback.
Oh, that would stop anything. Yeah.
Probably.
Nickelback could bring anything to a screeching halt. All right, well, we do have a grand ticket giveaway that we want to talk about before we start the couples movie match game. Last week we asked a question. The Black Panther is set in the fictional country Wakanda. It is not named for a Nissan car that Chris drove in college.
A Hyundai.
It is. Actually, there's several things, but the main one I was seeing was it's Native American or possesses magical powers. Which kind of makes sense with the movie, right? Because the country, it seems like they don't have magical powers, but they're technologically far above anybody else. The winner, man, he's on a roll here. No one else is participating. No one else cares about winning tickets. But it's our boy Wes Smith. In fact, did you meet him the other day?
I did get to meet him, yeah.
Yeah, he came by the theater. He told me that he met you. What we're going to do for next week, and guys, it's wide open if anybody else wants to participate besides Wes. If not, he'll just get rich. Let us know on Twitter, email, Facebook. You can call in. Dick, what's the call-in number?
936-647-3776.
And we're going to start tagging the end of the podcast with some of the prank calls, I think.
Yeah.
Just because they're hilarious and awesome. But let us know what your worst date movie experience was. So did you ever have a date where you went to the movies, it went terribly wrong? You can give us a 140-character or less summary of what happened, and we will read. Or if you have a call, man, that would be a perfect one to call in for.
Yeah.
Would be to tell us the terrible
Oh
date.
man, I got one.
Okay, you can't win the tickets, Dick, but what's your...
I got back in high school, I was really involved with the local theater, and I got advanced screening tickets to The Notebook. And I didn't know what The Notebook was at the time, and I invited a girl who I really liked. Well, when I invited her, I made the mistake of saying, like, yeah, I got 4 tickets.
She invited her boyfriend.
So she invited her ex-boyfriend because they read The Notebook together, and I didn't know that, so she shows up with them. And then so I invite my best friend to come with me. So that was one of the weirdest things. And as we're watching it, my friend goes, oh man, I made a mistake. I go, what? And this is like in the theater while the movie's going. I was like, I thought this was the new Jackie Chan movie.
There could be no worse like switcheroo than thinking you were going to a Jackie Chan movie and showing up to The Notebook. There could be no two different movies, I would say. Did you end up dating the girl?
Oh no.
Okay.
Well,
did she get back together with her ex-boyfriend?
Oh, I have no idea. I remember a year later, she's like, oh, I realized what I did after I saw that. And I was like, yeah, but it's okay. The Notebook still sucks.
Yeah.
Not because of you.
So you have even more reason to not like The Notebook. Okay, we're going to play the couples movie match game. Now, Dick is going to kind of be the Steve Harvey of this game show, and he is going...
Don't give me the cards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
good one.
Oh,
Two years ago, that would have really been funny, and we would have all known what you were talking about immediately. Yeah. Dick's going to ask us the question. So here's the way it works. It's a little bit... It's not confusing, but it's just a little bit... We need to all understand the rules, okay? So Dick is going to ask the ladies here a question, and they are going to write what Chris or I would think, okay? So y'all are answering what you think we would say.
And we also write
And then we will say what our actual answer, and then we'll see if they line up at all, if that makes sense. So we'll just go down the list, Dick, and we'll just see how many of these we can get through, and see if this starts big fights with us later on. That's the real intent of the match game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Ladies, are y'all ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna make a little divider. There we go. Don't want any cheat.
Now, why do you have to write it down, Chris? Because can't
What?
you just say it?
For the YouTube, it
Oh,
will look
that's true.
cool.
For dramatic effect.
we
Hey,
show-
Okay.
we
I'm
have the
just saying.
return of the blue card.
I'm
Yeah.
just, I didn't
Didn't
read.
you watch
I
the
didn't
newlywed
read.
game, the match game? They always
No.
hold something up.
They always have a card.
Yeah.
Card is for effect. And these are the return of the Jake Reiner blue card.
Yes, this is what I had left over after.
It was not nearly enough, but
Yes.
we'll make it work.
Yeah.
All right, Dick, let's do it.
Okay. Number 1, ladies. What is your significant other's favorite food? That's a really boring opening question.
Blame Chris for that one. That was his.
Is it? Okay, so ladies, tell me, you just hold up your hand. Let me know when you're ready.
Let's do them one at a time.
Okay.
Let's build a little suspense.
Let's start with Lisa.
You have to read it.
Oh, the cow. Any part of the cow.
Whoa!
Any
like,
part.
I
like
mean,
any
hoof,
part.
the beef
The
and the
hoof,
steak.
the eyeball,
The beef and the steak.
the beef and the
Cow.
steak. Okay.
Any part. I said spaghetti with Italian sausage.
Well,
No.
I mean, sausage is pork, but you can have like
It's
beef
meat.
or you can,
Beef sausage. Yeah, okay. Spaghetti with Italian sausage is your
Yes.
favorite food.
Yeah.
But do you at least like cow?
Oh yeah.
Now-
big fan.
Now,
Yeah.
Lisa, do you is that true? Does he like spaghetti with?
He does like that, but he really likes steak and beef.
Oh, so
I
you're
like that she's correct.
yeah, your answer's no, man.
No, he does like that, but he really likes likes
we
cow.
know who the dominant and
Oh,
submissive is in
sorry.
that relationship.
Nickelback. Nickelback.
Who?
Noodle.
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 Oh, that's the worst.
All right, Lindsay.
Okay.
What's Connor's favorite
Just a one
food?
word answer.
Just-
Yeah. Oh. Ribeye. I wrote ribeye
Oh.
steak.
Oh, I
Okay.
could have gotten more specific. I knew that too.
Dick, does that count?
That-
We also count the whole cow.
Okay. You can either put steak or the whole cow. So we got one.
All right.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna keep score here because. Oops. All right. Keep going.
I mean, I can keep
We
scoring.
we
Can you?
can
All right.
come back.
1-0. Yeah. We got a lot of game to play.
All right, ladies. What is the strangest gift your submissive has ever given you?
Oh my goodness.
Not what that says. So this is.
Noodles.
So hold on. So this is what they have given us, though, right? This is what we would say.
No.
No.
No, what's your strangest gift your significant other has ever
Oh,
bought
the strangest
for
thing
you?
we've ever bought for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh.
It'd be really awkward if you never bought anybody anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, who wants to go first? Connor, camera's on you. Go.
This is what you bought me, right?
Yeah. What I bought you?
I thought-
Steak?
I-
Oh.
I wrote on the back of it.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
No.
I put
Why is that strange?
food slicer. I bought her a food slicer
Food
one
slicer.
time. Yeah, for a birthday or something.
Uh,
Christmas? I don't know what it was.
something.
All right. What did you put? Oh, Fit Aid.
For Valentine's.
For Valentine's.
But I should preface also with flowers. But if you know what that is, it's like a.
It's like a health drink kind of a thing. Yeah.
So somebody else, I liked it, but somebody else.
Is that? Did you write Italian?
No, I did not. I wrote on the
These
back
cards
as well.
are throwing me off.
Yeah.
Just mark it off after we.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here we
Especially
go.
for our YouTube guests.
All right. I said curling iron.
Oh.
She said, "Curly."
Oh wow!
Yes.
We gotta
Wow.
get a sound effect.
Heck yeah.
Now there's a backstory to that, but let's move on.
Not really. It was just,
It's just a present.
birthday gift that I thought you liked. I guess you didn't.
Oh no! Oh, okay. So there is a story behind that then.
All right, ladies. Number 3. What is your favorite significant other's movie? What's the favorite movie?
So this is what Chris
yeah,
and
what's
I's favorite
Chris
movie is.
and Connor's favorite movie? I wish I could play this game.
Well, too bad your fiance can't read.
Maybe we got to rethink this engagement, babe. I hope her friends hear that one. I was doing that to kill time.
Yeah,
That's what Steve
I see.
Harvey does, right? He,
Yeah,
he
that's
makes
right.
inappropriate comments
Yep.
and moves on the conversation.
Sure does.
So, okay, is everybody ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do Lisa first.
The Bond movies.
Ooh, that's a good.
Oh yeah.
That is a good guess.
Oh,
Too bad I said The Untouchables.
Oh yeah, and you actually said that on the show last
Yeah.
week, Lisa.
Yeah.
Man, not listening.
well, I'm going to take this a chance to say we do podcasts every episode, so you can re-listen at your convenience on iTunes and Google Play.
Lisa, you
just
can-
look up the Ticket
That's
Stub
one way to
podcast.
find out.
Lisa, you could learn a lot about your husband if you would listen every week. All right.
All right, so
I don't think there's any chance that she's going to get this, but
No.
I don't
Okay.
think.
Well, I was going to say.
It's
Oh,
not-
well, you have to say what you wrote.
Well, I was going to say the other guys because you
Okay.
talk about it all the time. But
Oh,
I
you
didn't
hate
say
that? Yeah,
it.
it's
I
a great
didn't.
movie. I love that movie. Okay, what'd you say?
See, but I said Fast and the Furious because you. Talk about
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I like.
No, The Big Lebowski is
Oh,
probably
okay.
my
well,
favorite
you don't talk
movie.
about that one near as much.
Well,
So
that's
we're
why-
tied. We're
okay.
tied. We're
We're
tied.
tied
right?
1-1. Hold on, I'm got some sound effects queued up here that probably won't work.
Come on, why do you have sound effects?
Cause I wanted to play sound effects. I thought it'd be fun.
I'm the engineer, dude. Oh, man, really,
That's
really
good.
spicing up this show.
I like
All right,
it.
ladies.
All right, engineer, we need some sound effects.
Okay, so this is going to be a simple question.
So it's still 1-1.
Still 1-1. This one's really simple, guys. So
Yeah.
you have a 50-50 chance. Who picks what to watch on movie night?
Okay. Who picks the movie for movie night?
We need some music. I can't come. I'm afraid to say anything now.
All right.
So the favorite ice cream in 50 Shades for everybody yet?
Yeah,
it's gonna-
yeah.
All right. All right. So let's start with Connor.
All right. Who picks the movie on movie night? Lindsay.
I said me.
All
Because
right.
Connor goes to see so many movies. I have to say I
No,
want to see
that's
this
not
one,
why.
so
That's
wait
not
for
why
me.
I pick. That's not why she picks. Because anytime I pick a movie, she says no.
That's not true.
That is 100% true. Any TV
Everyone?
show or movie that I ever
So-
try
I'm
to
talking
watch.
about movies.
Now we know who the dominant submissive is in this relationship.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All I do is submit.
All right, guys.
All
Let's
right.
move on to Lisa and Chris.
On the count of 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Chris.
Now, is
I
that
did it.
because he runs a movie theater? No.
Hey.
All right, moving on.
So we're still tied.
We're moving on.
All right. Man, those sound effects are adding a lot.
It really is.
A
I like it.
lot of value.
All right,
to
this
the
is
show.
gonna get.
I like
real-
how you can barely
This
hear
is
him,
gonna
too.
get great. This is gonna get great. This is so good. Can we do this for both sides?
Yeah.
This question?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because it's only
So-
it's a yes or no.
No, then I'm skipping.
Oh, you're
I'm
skipping.
doing number 6
Oh.
because I'd be interested to see what.
Okay, we can do
each
it. We can
one.
do it both
Yeah.
directions.
So, ladies,
yeah.
you understand what I'm just asked?
What?
So first we'll answer for
I'm
Chris
gonna,
and I.
I'm gonna give the question, and you're gonna answer for Chris, or for Connor, and Connor's gonna answer for you. So write down both answers. Okay.
So we're writing
the-
both on the same card.
Yes. So
Okay.
the question is, if your significant other could be married to a movie star, who would they choose? So write down who you would want to marry, and write down who your significant other would want to marry.
Good.
Yeah. So the ice cream
Good
scene
radio right
in
here.
50 Shades
All right.
Free, it was
Yeah.
it started really slow.
There was actually an ice cream scene.
There was an ice cream scene, and I did make me want ice cream. Not gonna lie. So
did it have anything to do with the plot, or did they just randomly stop and eat ice cream?
No, she was eating her feelings. She said, and then he goes,
Such a
well,
trope.
then he goes like, let me put your feelings on you, and then
Oh.
it got really
Gosh.
weird.
Okay, all right, we ready? Or are you
All
still
right.
doing something?
What's the phone doing out?
Sorry, I was looking at something, but go ahead.
All right, do them first. Do them
Okay.
first. She's
All
trying
right, Lisa and
Oh.
Chris.
All
Here
right.
we go. This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa, you got to write yours, though.
Oh, she's still going. She's still going. Let her
Okay,
go.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right,
Okay,
so
Lindsay's ready.
we're switching over to Connor and Lindsay.
Okay. Okay, so I go first.
Yes, just show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Gal Gadot because I love her. And
Oh,
I
that would have
thought-
been a good one.
Yeah.
that would have been a
Yeah.
good
I
one.
think she's so pretty, but
Yeah.
you don't really talk about a whole lot. But we did see with Margot Robbie.
Oh, I, Tanya.
Yeah, and I think she's really pretty too.
Yeah,
and I
she
know
is.
you
This is
said
creepy.
That.
Yeah.
So I said that.
Margot Robbie. Okay, so I did not put that. See, this is one where, like, I don't think I've really, I've probably hidden this from you.
But are those both good?
Those are both, yes, those are both good, yeah.
Hey, why do you have two guy names?
I don't.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that could start.
What
a
I put,
conversation.
and this is one that we've never probably really talked about before, but I've always, since a young lad, loved Natalie Portman. And I
Oh.
still love Natalie Portman.
That's okay.
And I think she might be kind of cool too, because I'm more than just a look, it's more than looks, right? It's
She's
chemistry.
intelligent.
She is intelligent. All right, what'd you put for you?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
All right.
All right.
I knew it. Yeah, you're
That's easy.
easy.
Okay.
So we got 2 points.
So is the other family here ready?
The other family is as ready as we can be.
Okay. I don't know. All right, let's start with Lisa.
I
Lisa,
think he knows something
Okay.
that I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Lisa, what did you
Okay.
put for Chris?
I put Kim Kardashian, but she's not a famous actress. It's just
She's famous.
somebody.
Yeah, well, that's true, but
I've heard about-
he does love Kim Kardashian. Did he put Kim?
I did, yes.
Oh,
sure did.
man.
Oh, Kim
Oh,
Kardashian.
man.
All right, so it's 2-2. We're tied up. All right, what did you put for Chris? What did you put for Lisa?
I put Clint Eastwood.
Oh gosh, he's kind of old.
Will Ferrell because he's
Oh,
funny.
what?
He's funny. He's funny.
I like this.
I've never heard.
Well, I like Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, but I
those
didn't think you
people.
liked him like that.
Is it because you like Daddy's Home too? Is that
No, he's in lots
you
of other
want-
movies.
That has a different meaning for her.
Yeah, do you want
Daddy's
Daddy
home?
to come home? Is that what
I need Daddy to come home.
it is? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, Clint Eastwood? Is he like 80 years old?
Yeah, but she likes those older guys. So.
We gotta put. You gotta put.
I mean, not me.
Man, I love it when Chris starts digging himself into a hole. All right,
He does it frequently.
let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
Oh, is this the end of the show?
Yeah, this is the end of the show, man.
Okay.
Let's ride this baby out. We got
All
more
right.
questions.
All right, this is gonna be good.
If you'd read the rundown, you'd know there's nothing after this.
What was the first movie that you both watched together in the theater? In the theater, folks. In the theater.
Got it. Locked in.
So the last movie I saw before 50 Shades of
Was
Free
Emoji.
was Emoji Movie in the theater.
So in the last probably 365 days, the 2 movies that you've seen in the theater were the Emoji Movie
Yeah.
and 50 Shades Freed.
Wait, this is the first movie we saw in the theater?
First movie we saw together.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. What I did learn from that is I do like movie popcorn
It's
because I got popcorn for
breaking
both movies.
news. That's
Yeah.
movie popcorn
Yeah.
is good. Yeah, it's really good.
I definitely eat it before the movie starts.
Yeah, the previews are prime. You get it all eaten out of the way, and then you just enjoy. That's pretty much what
But
I do.
Holly put butter on it, and I was like,
That's a mistake.
I said wild card move, and she's like, yeah, you want something? Not anymore.
That's a
so.
mistake. It's all greasy and like
Yeah.
wet and gross. One time Lindsay made fun of me because she said I was eating one piece of popcorn every second for the entire movie.
I was just more amazed.
Maybe he has one of those weird ticks.
Yeah.
You know, and once you interrupt it, he's
Learning.
Yeah, I freak
Becomes-
out. It's like a sleepwalker. You don't wake him up. All right, are we all ready to go?
All right, let's start with Lisa and Chris.
First movie y'all watch together on
I
3.
put The Other Guys.
That's what I put.
Oh! Great movie. See, Lindsay
Yeah.
Lindsay tries to hate on the other guys. She doesn't appreciate what it is,
I
how
don't,
great it is. I love the other guys.
Yeah,
So
great film.
I do
Okay,
love Will
so y'all have
Ferrell.
3. It's 3-2. Y'all are in the lead. We need this just to catch
All right,
up.
Connor.
Well,
Lindsay,
I feel like I got this wrong, but I don't.
Great.
I couldn't think back.
you blew it. I put La La Land.
Oh, you're right. I put
Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh.
No, that wasn't the first movie we ever saw together.
She did.
All those times.
In her mind, you weren't serious, so
Yeah.
she
That
didn't
doesn't
count
count.
it. And
That was back when she was still seeing other guys.
Oh,
La La Land was still an open
We need a
relationship.
sound effect
Wait,
right
wait,
there.
you mean the movie The Other Guys?
Yeah. No. Sorry. Can they even hear
All right,
that?
so this
Can
is
they
gonna
even
be
hear that on the radio?
this is gonna be the last
To be fair,
question.
y'all been
All right, it's
together
3-2. They're up, so all we can do is hope to tie.
Man, some of these questions are better. She should have put the ones at the bottom at the top because I like both 8 and 9.
Yeah, those are the ones I came up with.
Okay, this is gonna be great, ladies. If Connor or Chris could be one actor or actress, who would it be? Perfect. Mine would probably be Nicolas Cage. If Holly's listening, that's what I would have chosen.
Even add a little art to this one. All right, I'm ready.
All right, ladies, let's start with Lindsay. Lindsay,
Okay.
who would Connor be?
I was gonna say The Rock because he loves him, but I changed it to Ryan Gosling. Maybe just because I was secretly hoping.
Oh,
The Rock.
Oh!
The Rock. And look,
Does
I even
that
drew a
still
star.
count?
No, it doesn't count because you scratched it. The Rock with underlines.
he's really upset that you got La La Land wrong.
Man,
I mean,
Whatever. We don't even. We'll talk after.
Wait till we get in the car.
We'll talk after the show's
it was
over.
there.
We'll talk after
it
the
was
show.
There. That counts.
All
All
right.
right, Lisa and Chris, come on, this is gonna be great.
Lisa and Chris, what'd you put?
Medea.
No particular actor, but the character Bond.
Okay, just Bond in general. That's hey, Chris loves.
Oh, you know what? I'm very impressed with the way you think Chris is, because it really does. I think you're.
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of right. Like,
Yeah,
I can,
he loves Bond. He does love Bond.
She's kind of right, except this time where I picked
Oh.
Tim Allen.
oh, Tim
love
Allen.
Tim
yeah.
Allen.
Tim Allen's my favorite.
You
actor.
love Tim Allen. Hey, Chris, can I tell you something? She doesn't want me to say this, but Lindsay hates Tim Allen.
Really?
Well, I don't hate.
Well.
That's a strong word. I don't care.
You disagree with his political views?
We know.
Everything he stands for, I disagree with.
Oh man, you know
Not
what,
that
Lisa?
deep.
I think the image that you have of Chris is the image we should all have of Chris, where he's a meat-eating, Bond-loving, great guy.
I mean, that's how I know him.
yeah,
It's
that's
true.
right. That's right.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
That was good stuff.
So who,
I wish
who ended up winning?
these,
Of course,
Yeah.
they're
but they've
married.
been married though, so it's
Yeah.
kind of, it's kind of unfair.
And
We're-
she and Lindsay doesn't even remember you before Oriental Express.
yeah, which
so-
was only like a couple
month
months ago.
ago.
Yeah, it was not very long ago.
That's
We've been
not
dating
true.
for
I
like
just couldn't remember what movie we
we've been dating for like a year and a half, and her first
Yeah.
movie we saw came out in like November. I don't, give me a break. La La. I feel like La La Land was actually not even just a good guess. I think it was the right answer.
It might have been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe
it
you
was.
got to mix up, Connor.
Yeah.
Maybe I do.
Let's
All right, well, we're going to bring it on home here, everybody. Lisa and Lindsay, thank y'all so much for coming in and doing this
fun.
with us. It was a good time. I hope everybody enjoyed listening to a little bit of the dynamic here. Wish Holly could have been live in studio, but that was a great rewind that y'all got to do together. Everybody, make sure you're going on our social media, on email, ticketstubpodcast@gmail.com, or call in the hotline. Dick, I can never remember the singing number, 936.
647-3776.
And what we want you to do is tell us your worst date movie experience. Dick already told us one where he got friend zoned by a girl bringing her ex-boyfriend. So if you've got one to top that, call in, let us know, tweet at us, we'll read it, or we'll play your call on air. Also, make sure if you're listening on the radio right now, you need to check out the podcast because we're going to tag at the end of the show some of the prank calls that we are getting into the studio that have nothing to do with the show. So check all that stuff out. Make sure you're listening
Parent
to our
warning. What's it called? Explicit words will be used.
Yeah.
So just
yeah,
to let
sure.
you
Parent
know.
warning. And make sure you're checking out our post-credit scenes. We've got like 5 of those up now.
Yeah.
Stephen Keslowitz is the most recent one if you haven't had a chance to listen to that. And make sure you're tuning in next week. We'll have more to talk about. Black Panther's coming out, so that's going to be big. I'm sure that'll be a topic of conversation. I'm going to try and see that definitely before next week.
And I'm going to check out Wonder Woman. It came out on HBO streaming or HBO Go, so I'm definitely going to check out that movie.
All right. And Chris, anything you're going to try to see?
Oh, Tiptoes.
Tiptoes!
He totally sold it.
That's
to me,
right.
so,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully we'll have a review of
I think
Tiptoes.
so, yeah.
I can't wait till you see that movie.
Hey, Chris, we need to post the trailer on Twitter for Tiptoes
Okay.
after the show's
All
over.
right.
Everybody, thanks for listening. Make sure you tell a friend. Make sure you're subscribing and getting on all of our social media, everything like that. Until next time, we'll be back on the Ticket Stub.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.